take a mastery in a particular weapon, I would let you take a, what would we say, a +1 in the use of a weapon based on your reading this book if you wanted to use that as your feat.
Oh, free feet.
So,
basically.
no, not free feat.
I know.
So as a feat, you can take a +1.
Yeah.
But that's to come
Yeah.
if you want to get there.
That is also a horrible ripoff. Don't do it.
Yeah, it is kind of a rip-off, actually. Trying to think how I could spice that. I don't know.
+2 to will saving throws.
Actually, you know what? Giving champion maneuvers would be kind of good through the book.
Like +2 to
That's a
like
feat
plus
you could do.
crit.
Yep.
Yeah. That'd be alright. So swapping out a feat, you can take the champion's maneuvers. You can pick a maneuver to pull. So there you go.
Okay, I'll think on that one.
That is if you want to spend your feat on that, come down the line.
Yeah.
So anyway,
You don't automatically get feats. You use
no, that's what I'm
sacrifice
saying.
points.
When he wants to
Extra
sacrifice,
points.
when he has the option to get a feat, if he wants to sacrifice getting a feat, I just call it when you get a feat as opposed to when you get attribute
But
points.
you're sacrificing your attribute points for
To get a feat,
So
yeah.
he needs to sacrifice attribute points to feat. He has to sacrifice the feat to get something else.
Okay, fine. No, you can sacrifice your attribute points for the same thing. I was just
Okay.
semantics. It's
That
just
doesn't make
semantics
sense at
to
all.
me. It's semantics to me.
Okay.
Just bartering.
Moving along, yeah, I'm Dormammu right here.
Yeah.
So that's it right there. You've got the you get the Flesh Golem creation spell. 50,000 points spent and done.
So I got. Okay, got the book on me and everything.
So given time, you may be able to cast this ritual. It looks like it's a pretty heavy set of instructions though.
Yeah. Something definitely for like tactics.
So, Les Domos des Mortis. There you go. I don't know what the Spanish word for book would be. Where does that leave us? So, these guys have been drilling. You're coming back from the place. What has Ivor been doing for the last 2 days?
Ivor has been standing guard while Calamite is asleep. When he's awake, he's teaching him about the situation he's in, the world around him, the cloud spires and whatnot, as much as he can. Telepathically.
Okay. For the most part, he pays attention, although he gets distracted every so often, melting rocks with acid. He just like spits on them and then watches them sizzle, and then finds another bigger one and melts it down the center. And he tries to like do
So
shapes
this
and
is
shit.
known by everybody now that he has a dragon strapped to his back.
Around there. I mean, no one else is paying fucking attention.
You
Yeah.
kind of would notice a dragon shooting acid at your
I'm sorry,
back.
who's in the
Maybe.
corrupted temple?
I'm not in there all the time.
Are you sure?
I
Thoracics,
come
what have you
here, I
been
come
doing
here
for the
for
last 2
dinner.
days?
I sleep here.
No.
I'm not
Thoracics.
sleeping the entire time
Thoracics.
there.
Thoracics.
What?
Paging Dr. Thoracics.
Leveling up. What?
Very good. What have you been doing for the last 2 days aside from leveling up like a
Oh,
like a
leveling up.
boss?
Forgot about that.
I'm fucking sitting here doing shit. I'm not. I'm blowing off the 2 days.
Okay, Thoracics
You're blowing
masturbates
oxygen?
heavily.
Is that what you said?
He almost reaches 33 times.
No, I'm
Today he
blowing
passes out for a long
ox.
rest.
Blowing ox?
He's one of the guards.
So does Thoracics have to make a death
One
save
of the
or what?
guards.
Okay.
What the hell does this mean?
That means it's not in character.
Oh,
Remember,
That's when he's bullshitting, so I
Yeah,
can't.
when
milk
I'm
the story.
doing that, it's not.
okay.
Yeah, the whole time I've been doing that, you're like, why the fuck
You
is
look
he
like a
doing
dork
that?
when you do that.
But he gets to stay alive. So.
Does he? I thought he has to roll a death save.
Well, that's for something else.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Totally forgot about that. Oh well. Okay.
Now
Every time you pick it up, they just
grab it, it's
disappear.
gone. Where'd it go?
So, you guys suddenly
What's
hear
gonna happen is I'm gonna smack it.
a
all the
shouting
shit's gonna fly over.
from the end of the tunnel. It's not been quite the 2 days yet. The guys are suddenly backing. You hear the reverse on the drill whining away, and you hear as these guys are pulling out of the tunnel as fast as they can. And you hear and the place shudders, and you suddenly hear the unmistakable sound of a cave-in. But what comes next just surprises you even further, and it's the sound of rushing water that suddenly rivers out and blasts across the trough that's been dug here. The machine comes floating along as several of the guys come flying out with the water that has already begun to subside suddenly. A bunch of fish float up, float around, smack against the rocks. Mostly dead. The guys get up, sopping wet. The machine still seems to be all right for whatever reason. One of the guys comes over, gives it a kick. Seems like it's perfectly okay. Still sealed from the water. I mean, it's sealed against dirt and everything, so it has to be watertight. Having said that, the venting seems okay. As they give it a quick shove with the manual crank, it pours out some steam and water, and a moment later, they back up. It begins to move forward without too much issue as the skiff of water displaces around the massive machine. One of the engineers looks over, lowering the throttle on the machine as all the engineers collect around it and they start to push it forward. You can hear one of them grumbling, "What the hell are so many fish doing down here?" And they proceed with the machine back down the tunnel.
And
A couple hours later, they get to a point that they shut down the machine again, and finally that incessant dissipates altogether, and the machine is dragged back out. Now, it should be mentioned that they at some point brought the machine along and they carved out the other side too. Totally forgot to mention that. The point being is they finish off the tunnel as such, and you see them move charges into position. At which point the engineers say, "Now this is the part where it's a Hail Mary." Oh wait, actually that doesn't work. This is the part where it's a Hail Palor. Either it's going to fashion us a river, or we've made a mistake and we're all going to die. So let's hope for the best, shall we, gentlemen? And with that, some of the guys come running out of the tunnel here, having laid the charges. You hear a...
Okay, wouldn't we be in the tunnel at this point? Like,
No, nobody's in the tunnel.
I know, but wouldn't we be in the tunnel just in case it goes wrong?
Well, that tunnel?
No,
The one
this
that you-
tunnel, because
Yeah, you guys
this is
are...
our this is like the way to get out, right?
Yes.
If it
Uphill.
goes wrong.
The explosion is like 800
I
meters
know, I'm
up.
saying, but to prepare in case things go wrong,
Or 1,000
we would be
meters.
over here, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't really care. I want to be over
Fuck
there.
that. That's
The
where I
engineers,
am.
the engineers are
Shit.
not. The engineers have more confidence in their work than that.
Well,
No, it's just the blast in a confined area is like a gun
This
barrel,
is
and it's
not
going
my
to explode
expertise,
the
so-
entire way out into this area.
Did you want to ask the engineers about what kind of explosives they're doing here?
I really don't care. I know how physics work.
Yeah.
We're using radiant explosives.
No, they're using small explosives.
It doesn't matter.
It does when they've drilled to a certain point. That's their strategy. They're not using huge explosions because they don't want to totally cave in what they just finished drilling.
I know what they're doing. I've seen them do it in the quarries.
Yeah.
But instead they just put thick layers of rubber on top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. So they've set charges in the wall, blown it open, and a moment later, you watch as easily enough a flow of lava creeps across.
So they were able to detonate it out of the cave. They weren't in there when they detonated.
No, they set it and then they ran.
Okay.
Nice and simple.
Okay.
Set it, forget it, and hope it doesn't go off up your ass. You guys rush out. They rush out. The explosion takes place. The river of lava makes its way through. You guys know this.
Magma?
Magma.
Kerosene?
No, come on.
Yes!
You were doing so good.
Yes!
What?
This is like an addict.
Oh,
Can't
this
go
is
2
this
weeks
is your
without
initiation
cleaning
of the poisonous, hazardous fumes. I hope you enjoy cancer, Fletcher.
Oh. No,
Let's-
yeah, I love cancer.
Let's get the engineers on
Because
the
you're
lava.
gonna get it now. Ooh, fire. Ah.
So anyway.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Dun dun dun
Don't-
dun 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 dun.
Fucking
Don't
God.
flick it! Don't
God
flick it!
damn it, dude.
What are you doing?
Being dangerous. Dangerous.
You never learn.
No, I really don't. Actually, I just get more dangerous is what it is. So, the river of magma flows
Holy
out,
crap, that's hot.
flows across. Yeah, it really is, eh? Oh my god, the minis!
Yeah, that is.
Flows out, flows across,
Fence.
and flows through to its final destination. The engineers stand by the wayside, and a couple of them smell that? That
like
sulfur,
toast.
that thick stench. That is the smell of victory. Kale, we've done it again.
And there's me just inhaling deeply with a satisfied smirk on my face.
You can feel the nose hairs burning in your canals.
Oh yeah.
As you guys back up from the trough that is increasing in heat by the second, you watch as the lava flows across. And the engineers back away with the machine, rolling it away, expecting something to happen, and yet nothing does. No elemental activity, it seems. One of the few occasions. Now then, let's be gone. Back the way we came, I suppose.
Would you like to drill up to the surface?
There's no chance that we're going to drill vertically.
Exactly. Let's go.
The SKs look at the machine and look at the gnomes. Are we bringing this back?
Yes, we are.
He looks towards you and says, fine then. Let's haul it up. And with that, camp is cleared. A notch is made and a couple belts. And you guys fuck off out through the tunnel, making it right back towards the temple. You guys reach the temple. And insightfully you realize you can take the teleport pad back to your point of origin. Why not?
Well, I mean, for one, we don't need to do that. It's a teleportation circle. He can cast it wherever he wants.
I don't actually have the teleportation circle spell.
It's
yet,
not
so
the
I can't do it
teleportation circle
anywhere.
What the
spell.
fuck have you been using?
The
Going
pad
from pad to
itself
pad.
is a Stargate, remember?
You've been doing
Signal
Stargate
and
bullshit,
go.
not teleportation circle Stargate bullshit. Okay.
Well, yeah. If I had
It's
teleportation
It's
circle,
not a teleportation circle.
I thought it was teleportation.
It's not a
No,
teleportation
it's
circle.
his,
We've established this
no.
every session.
I
Every
thought
session
that's
this
what he
comes
was
up.
doing. He was
No.
connecting to previously established portals.
That's
not,
what we're
okay?
doing, but it's from portal to portal,
That's
not
right.
me just creating a portal out of nowhere like teleportation circle does. I don't have that yet.
Okay. I
So,
thought you did.
with that said, he has the ability arcanically, and you can teach him how to do it too.
I'm not gonna teach him how to do it.
Fine, be that way.
It's not arcanically charged at all.
It is though. It's an arcanic trick.
He's not arcane though.
Not me.
He is.
him.
Me?
Oh, you talking
I'm
to
a high
him?
elf.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted me to teach Ivor.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
no. Sick. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Moving along. You get back. You can take the teleportation pad back to your point of origin. You can take it back to the gnome village. It would save you a day and a half's travel.
To the gnome village?
Yeah, you guys.
one?
Well, Smurf Neblin, the under gnome village.
There's two. Wanna
There's
clarify?
two. We have to go
You
to
guys
both.
came. You guys got the drill from the other one.
From the fire giant city.
From
Or
From the one in the mouth of the
fire-
volcano
yeah,
of
the
the fire
gnome.
giant
I'm
city.
gonna call it the fire gnome
Fire
city.
gnomes. You
The
know
fire
what? The fire gnome
gnomes.
city.
Okay.
So we got there, but then we also have to go back to the dark gnome city.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's a
DM
portal there
Dim
too,
Teeth?
right? Yes. So fire giant city because there's no portal at the fire gnome city.
No, oddly enough.
So we're going to the fire giant city.
Okay, my question is, why are you going there right now?
To drop off the drill.
Fair enough.
That's where the drill.
That's fine, yeah.
Well, you know what, I
remember,
could-
that volcano is so hot, you require resistance hardware to survive there.
Oh, what? That's where we got the drill though.
The
so
fire
we're fine.
giant city.
Yeah, but we got the drill from there.
It's 2 days travel as well to get to the Fire Gnome City. You
Sakes.
forgot about that, didn't you?
I suggest we bypass the temple, go back to this Smurf Neblin. Or
You can literally take the temple's teleportation pad back to the
the
original Smurf
corrupted
Neblin.
temple's
You
teleportation
cannot
pad. No.
bypass the temple. That's where the circle.
The one he just spent
That's
2
where
days
the portal
cleansing.
is.
I know. It's just my character. I don't trust
shut
that.
Cheers.
up.
Alright, fair
We're
enough.
going to this temple because we have to. It's on the way.
Yes.
The circle, the portal is in the temple.
I'm just saying, we walk the extra 2.5 hours.
Forcing him to teleport with us.
Not risk the corrupted portal and the corrupted temple. And then from there, you can teleport back to the fire nodes.
2 hours to the temple. 2 more. No, it was like.
It's
it was
2 hours back to the temple. It's a day and
Yeah,
a
it was
half
like a day
up
and a
to
half
to the
the
city.
Smurf Neblin.
Yeah.
I'm willing to
village.
walk that. It's not a big deal.
Oh my god. We're
It's
using the-
up. It's uphill. It'll
We're
actually
using the
be
portal.
like 2-3 days ish.
We're using the portal.
And I may fuck with you, and there'll be fights and etc.
If
And
Ivor wants to walk the whole way, that's
he
fine.
can do it on his own.
We're using the portal.
Push the